Hi, my name's Nina. I'm the Chief Exec of Nottinghamshire Community Foundation. Nottinghamshire Community Foundation is a local charity, and we're part of a network of community foundations. There's 46 across the UK and hundreds across America, Canada, and the rest of the world. And really, the shortest way to describe them is that we're philanthropy brokers, which means that we help people who want to give money to their local communities. So we're Nottinghamshire Community Foundation, and we're interested in people who want to give to people in Nottingham City and Nottinghamshire County, all the 7 districts. So we're administrators of their funds, their donor funds. They may be an individual, they may be a family member. It may be a business that has corporate social responsibility that it wants to give to worthy causes in a particular district or a particular area of interest. It might be mental health, it might be young people, it might be homelessness or disabilities, domestic abuse. So on behalf of that donor, we find them the most excellent projects. So we would always recommend that people come and talk to us about their charitable giving. No matter how much, no matter what they want to do, please talk to us first for free advice. A lot of people say, I wished I'd spoken to you first, Nina, because they may well have inherited a bit of money, or the company's done very well and they want to give £5,000 or £10,000 to a local project. And somebody recommends, for example, an excellent youth project in the city. And what they don't realise, that if they'd come and spoke to us first, we could tell them that, yes, it is an excellent project. That's why they're going to get £100,000 from the lottery this year. And actually their money isn't as needed this year as it might be in 2 or 3 years' time. And equally, we very carefully check all the projects that we recommend to donors. We check them for safeguarding, we check them for their finances, for their legals, and the quality of the work that they do and how they monitor the outcomes of that work. So we recommend to clients that come and talk to us about the sort of thing that you're interested in, and we can show you examples of literally hundreds of excellent local projects. One of our donors recently said that without our help, they really haven't realised just how much work goes on, almost unseen, in so many of our communities. Some of the funds that we administer on behalf of local families have come from tragedy. That might be a young person, a child who has committed suicide or fallen foul of drugs or alcohol, or been murdered. Some of you may remember the Daniel Beckham Memorial Fund and the beautiful young girl that was murdered in the city 12, 13 years ago now. We have the very rare privilege of running that memorial fund for them. And in that circumstance, Danielle loved dance and music. So we support city projects where there's media, dance and music in the areas where Danielle lived. There are other funds that we support where the legacy of the family is they had a particular passion for art or for disabilities or for alcohol misuse. We will find them very worthy projects and monitor the outcomes of those projects and sometimes introduce them to the managers or the clients or the beneficiaries so that they can see on the ground the real benefit that their generosity has given. And we often ask clients to think very carefully, actually, before they give to the big nationals. For the very simple reason that the big nationals, several of them that I research, and anybody can look at this information on their Charity Commission website, some of them are sitting on £300 million in reserve, which is really an awful lot of money. And so I say to clients, yes, you're sweating up Kilimanjaro or running a marathon. Really, how much does that charity need your hard sweated for, £5,000 or £10,000? Yet I can show you so many worthy projects literally on your doorstep who would cry their eyes out for £1,000. So I ask people to give locally. And that's our mantra, really: for local, buy local. Because we know that the marketing budgets of the big nationals take the lion's share of people's charity giving. And in many respects, that's not fair. It's because they spend £80 million a year on marketing that by default, people's charitable giving, their fundraising, their generous legacy ends up in London and actually doesn't come back up to Nottingham. So it's interesting, most people want to give locally, but they often don't know where or they don't know how. So we'd ask you to come and talk to us for free advice. Look on our website and just have a chat to us about what you want to give, how you want to give it, where you want to give it, and we'll give you free advice. I often say to clients that if you were going to build a house, you would be well advised to seek the advice of an architect. And so in that sense, we are the architects of local charitable giving, because we really do understand the landscape of charitable giving across the city and across the county, the villages, in the towns, in the neighbourhoods. There is an extraordinary amount of really beautiful, amazing, essential projects going on your doorstep. We feel that all of the people who live and work in Nottingham are on the same team as us, and we ask you to come together to help our local projects. Because in some respects, if we don't, who will? Very little comes up north from down south. And what's fascinating is that, on average, each UK adult gives £150 a year to charity. Of course, some give £10 and some give £1,000. But also, by default, 95% of that ends up down south and in London. Our aim is to ask you all to become ambassadors of local giving, because if we can change that percentage by just another 5%, that puts another £20 million back into our local charities and our local projects. Some of whom only need £5,000–10,000 a year to survive, yet they're helping hundreds of local families. So we ask for you to give locally, come and talk to us about where the highest need is in this year or this month. We'd be delighted to give you that advice. But what we recognise is that there are literally thousands of people who are putting giving to charity in their will. It might be a percentage of their will, it might be the whole estate. And what we ask is, again, come and talk to us for free advice, because we can set you up a legacy fund or a loving memory fund. But also, we've inherited or been given legacies of land. People have got land and a piece of the village that they wanted to safeguard for the future. They don't want it built on. So it's in trust, and we look after it for that village. We keep that meadow open to the community and aim to make sure that it's not built on for that client. And she's very happy about that. So a lot of people want to leave a local legacy, and even a small amount of money really, really matters to local charities. So we ask you to think about putting local charity in your will if you want to make sure, because obviously you might not know whether that youth project is still going to be here in 5 or 10 times. We can hold it in safety for you, and you can say, I want it to go to youth projects in the city. It may be in 10, 20, 30 years' time. We're here for the long haul. We're not reliant on government monies or any public sector monies to survive. We're sitting on a really good substantial endowment. There's a combination of clients' funds, which means that we're not going anywhere. We're very safe and secure. And the community foundations in America are 100 years old. So people recognize that they're safe hands, that your legacy or your hard sweated for fundraising can be made sure that it goes to the right place.